People act wild in strip clubs, which means strippers have to think on their feet in lots of situations. Here are 11 suggestions. What do I do if he's trying to lick me or suck on me and I don't want him to? So the immediate, non-confrontational, open to selling more dances answer is just to giggle and back up a little and say, "Oh, don't get me in trouble." If it's a lost cause and you don't think you're going to sell more dances, you can say something like, "You're the third guy to lick me there tonight." And that way, hopefully the lesson will stick. The long-term solution for this is to get some of that bitter spray that they sell for dogs to get them to stop biting and chewing on things, and spray it on your problem areas. Or you could just use clear deodorant, which, when it's licked, sucks all the moisture out of your mouth and is really unpleasant. What do I do if he passes out while I'm dancing for him? This answer isn't going to sound great. So this is the reason why you get your money up front if you're dancing with a really inebriated customer. If you don't have your money up front, stop dancing and try to wake him up. And if he won't wake up, then go get a manager or bouncer. If you have your money and he's clearly okay and breathing, then sit with him for the songs that he paid for, and then go get a manager or bouncer if you can't wake him up. If you can't wake him up, just send him on his way. If he has purchased time in a champagne room, or whatever your club calls timed paid rooms, I don't know, paint your toenails? He's just bought himself a really expensive nap. And while he did pay you to be there with him, so you're kind of stuck, there's no saying that you can't be reading a book that entire time. What do I do if his pants are wet, he smells too badly to stand, or he's wearing thin pants and no underwear? Air dance. Just because your club has contact dances doesn't mean you have to give it to people who don't pay attention to their hygiene. Ideally, we would catch this before we sold the dance and just not sell a dance at all. But in the dark club, sitting a chair away from somebody, it can be hard to figure out that these things are going on. Number 4, what if he keeps forgetting not to touch? If you or your club forbade touching in any of your dances, it would be nice to have a bouncer to come along and tell people to stop. But even the best bouncers don't catch everything, and in some clubs, bouncers are told not to do anything. If you can, pin his arms to the arms of the chair or couch you're dancing on, or down by his side. You can even do them over his head, and depending on the way that you pin him and how you go about it, he may find it hot and not turn into a whiny baby about it. If you can't pin him down, don't feel comfortable pinning him down, or don't want to, then get up and walk. What if someone comes in the club who I don't want to know that I work there? Make a beeline for your dressing room, and while you're there, ask a dancer to take you off stage and explain what happened to the DJ. Or, if this is someone dangerous to you and other dancers, have that girl tell a manager and have them booted and banned. Not every club cares about the privacy and safety of their dancers, so if they don't respond well, here are a couple of options. Take all the money that you owe the club for that night and send it with someone you trust to wherever you check out, and then leave, sneaking around the person as you go. Or, worst case scenario, perform your dances with your back to the person, even if that means having your back to the whole room, and hide in the dressing room until they leave. Number 6, what do I do if my club wants me to go further than I feel like going? Never do anything you feel uncomfortable with. It's good to know about these things ahead of time, so ask questions at your interview or audition. If what they told you changes once you get hired, you have a couple of options. The first is to find out what the laws are in your city for dancing. Almost every club pushes the boundaries of the laws in their region at least a little. If your club's doing that and you have the law on your side, you can use that as leverage to be able to be left alone to dance how you want to dance in your club. They can still fire you, and in some states fire you without reason, but that's better than doing something that doesn't feel right to you. Number 7, what if my thong causes chafing on my bikini line? So rotating the types of thongs that you wear can help with this. And if that doesn't work, then use baby powder. If you want to spend more money, you can buy silky underwear dusting powder from Lush. But baby powder has worked for all my friends who've had this problem. You can use it with certain boots too. Number 8. What if I'm sober, but I want to work in a club that serves alcohol to dancers or even pushes them to make drink sales? Most clubs have words you can say to order a virgin drink, both for the girls who are sober and girls who are just beyond their limit. If your club doesn't have these, tell the bartender and all the servers that you do not want to be served alcohol. You need to do this every night because they serve a lot of girls and they serve even more customers, and they're not going to remember to serve you a virgin drink just because you told them last week. Or you can straight up order a water, a soda, a Red Bull, or whatever. Some customers really want to have you get drunk with them, and some don't care at all. So if you're with one that doesn't care, then order what you want. Number 9. What if my thong, shoe, or costume breaks and I don't have a spare? First of all, always have a spare. There's a reason why you see strippers walk into clubs carrying suitcases. If the straps of your shoe break, wind a garter around them. It's good to have sewing kits for sewing costumes back together, sewing buttons back on, and sewing thongs back together if they fall apart. If you don't have spares and you don't have any way to do repairs, here's hoping you're not a new girl, because your other option is to ask a friend if they have a spare or a sewing kit. Asking for favors when you're a new girl from girls you don't even know is not a good way to get started in a strip club. If you have to do this, pay for the items that you're replacing with a huge inflation. Locker room politics are important. Number 10. What if I'm dancing for someone and they die? I had a very elderly customer who would wheeze his way through our dances, and sometimes I thought about what I would do if he died. Obviously, the answer is to call an ambulance immediately, and to notify a bouncer. A lot of security training includes CPR. It goes without saying that you've lost all the money that you made in the dances that you gave him. Don't even think about picking his pockets. No matter whether there's a camera on you or not, and no matter how long you dance for him. It may suck for you, but it sucks worse for him. Number 11. What if I fall on stage? Obviously, if you're hurt too bad to continue, get off stage. If you aren't hurt too bad to continue, laugh. Laugh a lot. Just giggle as much as you can. Do the whoopsie, I'm so clumsy, oh I'm so embarrassed routine, and then rake in the pity cash. Money's money. I suspect I'll think of a ton more of these. In fact, at the time of filming, I already have. And hopefully get some suggestions. Maybe I'll make a series out of these. What do you think? Leave your what if questions in the comments if you'd like to see them in a video.